So, weiter geht's.
If you are presently unoccupied, perhaps we could stop.
Stimmt, wir müssen ja... Schon wieder 6? Die verarschen mich doch, oder? Ach so, warte mal. Ne, geht es immer absichtlich bis früh um 6 dann? Wie spät kommen denn noch Leute? So, mal schauen, wer sind die letzten? Aus Liebe oder aus Münster?
My burns are almost healed now, so I should be ready to take back the kitchen tomorrow. You've really gone above and beyond these past few days. Last day today. Here's hoping we get through it without incident.
Why does Paimon feel like you just jinxed us again?
Tag vergeht ohne Zwischenfälle. Oh, das wird nicht gut.
We made it all the way to the evening. It ended up being a pretty smooth day after all. Maybe it's because we've gotten so experienced at running this whole thing. We've come a long way since our first day on the job, haven't we? Back then, we were struggling to remember who ordered what. But everything's a piece of cake now.
Der Tag ist noch nicht vorbei.
Yeah, but who would come by this late in the evening? Actually, now that Paimon thinks of it, Lenny and his siblings came around about this time the first day, didn't they?
Okay, mit denen habe ich jetzt nicht gerechnet. Aber der Mika, den wo ich heute schon mal erwähnt habe, ist auf jeden Fall dabei.
Traveler? Paimon? Fancy seeing you two here.
Amber? And Eula and Mika too! Are you here for dinner? Why so late in the day?
We just finished an escort mission for a merchant caravan. The original plan was to make do with some rations for this evening and continue our trek north towards Stonegate. But Captain Eula brought up the fact that none of us have eaten Liyue cuisine for quite some time. We thought we might as well swing by the inn and see if we can still order something.
Ooh, so this is Eula's treat, huh?
We've been eating the same rations for the entire trip, so I simply thought it was high time we had ourselves a proper meal. Do you have a problem with that?
Überhaupt nicht. Willkommen im Gasthaus Wangshu.
Good question. What should we get? Wait a sec. Why are you taking our order?
The Traveler's been filling in for the chef here. You came at just the right time. You'll be the last customers to enjoy her cooking before the original chef takes back the reins.
Wow, really? Good thing Eula suggested we come here. I wouldn't want to miss this. So, what shall we get? I'm not as familiar with Liyue cuisine as I used to be. Mika, Eula, what are you in the mood for?
Anything goes. I'm just looking forward to trying the honorary knight's cooking for myself. I'm sure it'll be a great learning opportunity for me.
Something small, I suppose. We have to hit the road again after we eat. Beyond that...
Wasn't it your idea to come here, though? Eesh, this is like getting blood from a stone. All right, guess it's up to you, Amber. You name it, we'll cook it.
Huh? Then I guess... I don't really mind either. Anything goes.
Die schlimmsten, was er am Anfang erwähnt hat.
I'm sorry. I really can't think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, I could pick from the menu at random, but I'd feel more comfortable leaving the chef to choose. Oh, one thing. I know I said I don't mind what we have, but no alcohol, please. Neither of them can drink. It's a real pity.
I've still got some sparkling water here.
Ja, das Sparkling Water macht's besser.
Yeah, skyward, scatter!
Anything goes, huh? Oh dear. This is a chef's worst nightmare. With no idea of your customers' palates, you're left to make a wild guess. Still, now that you've worked in the kitchen for so many days, I have faith that you'll be able to figure it out. Go on. Show them what you've got.
Das heißt Tage, ich habe nur 3 Dinge gemacht. Lass mich mal nachdenken. Was mögen Sie? Wonach könnten Sie es verlangen? Einfach irgendwas ist der Name. Ein aus Schinkenvogel, einen anderen Zutaten zubereitetes simples Gericht mit rauchigem Aroma, das mit Reis gebraten wird. Angeblich gilt gebratene Reis in der Küche oft als erste Wahl. Dann bleibt dieses vermeintlich einfache Gericht hervorragend, der allgemeinen... Okay. Was ist das für eine Aussage? Du kannst nicht ins Restaurant gehen oder sagen, ich nehme einfach irgendwas. Ja, wobei, Empfehlung des Hauses gibt es ja oft. Haben wir gerade eine Blume da reingeschnitten? Ja, ist ja egal. Okay. Ist halt wirklich einfach irgendwas. Reis mit einem Haufen Zeug drin, das kann ich auch. Mit Wasser und Brot, ja. Hatte ich das schon oder den grünen Teller? Ich bin mir gerade nicht sicher. Shit. Ich habe das gehabt. Dann nehmen wir das da. Hab ich den Lotus dazu schon mal gehabt? Ach, scheißegal, wir nehmen den Lotus.
This is delicious. Perfectly seasoned, and even the rice is bursting with flavor.
Nothing like a piping hot meal served straight from the stove. I've missed this.
You've put the finest Favonian field rations to shame, and that's no mean feat. So, tell us, traveler, what's this one called?
It's called... Paimon's guessing we can't just call it anything goes, right? Oh, hell, Paimon doesn't know how to explain this dish at all. It's got no name, it's just basic ingredients simply cooked.
Basic ingredients? Simply cooked? Really? I could have sworn that you put something fancy in here. Or gave it some kind of chef's magic touch.
Es ist nicht das feinste Gericht der Welt, aber es ist das, was ihr gerade nötig habt.
Not the finest dish in the world, but the one they need right now. Okay, you've lost Paimon. What do you mean?
Ihr seid schon lange unterwegs und ihr habt die ganze Zeit nur Feldration gegessen.
So you mean we only think this is delicious because we're so hungry? There's got to be more to it than that.
Perhaps the fact that the aroma of freshly cooked hot food is a welcome change from cold, pre-prepared rations.
Oh, kinda like the feeling of waking up to the smell of freshly baked bread in the morning?
Yeah, it's almost like we're back at Good Hunter again.
But Good Hunter's in Mondstadt. Why make a point of trying Lyric cuisine if you can't even taste the difference?
Oh, I'm not talking about the taste. I just meant the feeling of comfort, you know? It's like the feeling of coming home.
Comfort. Coming home. Well, Yanxiao did say we want to make our guests feel right at home.
Was ein leckeres Gericht lecker macht, ist sehr subjektiv. Jeder hat seine eigenen Vorlieben. Aber es liegt am Koch, sich in die Position eines jeden Gastes zu versetzen und herauszufinden, was er möchte. Und das ist eine Leidenschaft eines Koches, der seinen Gästen sein Lächeln aufs Gesicht zaubert. Das hätte er auch selber vorlesen können.
So in other words, the secret ingredient is passion?
Ja, Leidenschaft. Ist wie die Kraft der Freundschaft, wenn du kämpfst. Scheiß drauf, wie gut der Gegner trainiert ist. Die Kraft der Freundschaft. Oder Leidenschaft beim Kochen.
Despite how terribly cliched that sounds, I'll admit that it holds true for this meal. Well played. Mark my words. I'll remember this recipe.
Okay, but you can't really have a recipe without a name though, right? Have we come up with a name for this dish yet?
Soweit habe ich noch gar nicht gedacht. Habt ihr irgendwelche Ideen?
How about right at home?
Passt.
The rations we brought were adapted from my signature moon pies to come up with something even tastier. I gotta hand it to you. You did a great job. Still, please do drop by and try a few Stormcrest pies next time you're in town. I insist.
I insist. Amber?
Sorry. I zoned out just now. Didn't see you coming.
Ist was auf dem Herzen?
Yeah. That food you cooked for us just now? It reminded me of the meals my grandfather used to make for me. I thought I'd forgotten how they tasted, but it all came rushing back. He used to make Liyue dishes all the time. I'd do my outrider training with him until the evening, then wait patiently at the dinner table. I'd sit there with the smell of delicious food wafting in from the kitchen, waiting for him to finally emerge with the goods. Sometimes we'd have Eula around for dinner, and even though she'd always find something to complain about, I could tell she really enjoyed the food.
Vielleicht ist der wahre Grund für ihren Vorschlag, Liyue Küche zu essen.
Your words, not mine. Don't ask her about it. She'll only give you another earful.
Halt, warte, er ist ja hier.
Back when I was on the expedition with the Grand Master, I was often put in charge of cooking. Under the circumstances, I could only cook some pretty crude meals. But everyone still enjoyed them a lot. Maybe passion was the secret ingredient then too.
Erzähl es mal einem Meisterkoch. Ey, ich habe da Leidenschaft reingepackt. Das ist besser, als du denkst.
Thank you for all of your hard work over the past few days.
Mit Vergnügen, vorausgesetzt, ich werde noch bezahlt, versteht sie.
Straight down to brass tacks, are we? Here, take it. I've thrown in a little extra as well. Call it a bonus. Hard.
Yay! It's like all the tiredness and stress have suddenly melted away.
I'm just lucky you only worked on this job for a few days. At the rate you were progressing, a few more weeks and I think I might be made redundant.
Ich freue mich darauf, deine Küche in Zukunft wieder zu probieren.
Anytime. Bring some friends with you next time, and I'll show you all what Smiley Yenshao can do when working with both hands intact.
Great! Although, just to be on the safe side, cook carefully in the meantime. You may have just jinxed it again.
Okay, zu Hause auf Reisen. Ah, sehr gut. Ich habe alles einmal gezeigt. Textur in echten Gerichten original gerne nach. Allein der Anblick weckt Erinnerung. Schade, dass man das nicht essen kann. Ah, okay. Das hat sich erklärt mit dem Ding. Wo ich vorhin gemeint habe, das gammelt doch darum. So. Haben wir jetzt da eigentlich noch irgendwie was zum Einsammeln oder haben wir das alles bekommen? Oh, man hat da zusätzlich noch was gekriegt fürs Abschließen einfach. Die kleinen Chibi-Bilder. So, und jetzt machen wir das. Hä? Oh, ich habe die Dailies nie fertig gemacht, fällt mir gerade auf. Die machen wir doch schnell fertig. Und dann machen wir das mit der Xianyun. Ich habe gar nicht gewusst, dass wir vorhin gar nicht beendet haben. Ich habe einfach die eine Ding fertig gemacht und dann, okay, passt schon. Na, okay, das wird das beschützen. Weißt du, ich benutze immer wieder, aber ich habe sie bisher noch kaum gelevelt, ey. Echt? Jetzt musst du da runterrutschen. Furina.
I have a high...
Hey!
Strike a pose!
So. Schnell das Ding abholen. Und dann haben wir endlich diesen Legendenauftrag, ey. Cool ist und schnell ist, sie werden können öfter machen als die öden Kampf-Events. Ja, aber die Kampf-Events kannst du wahrscheinlich einfach mal schneller dazwischen knallen. Weil du nicht viel machen musst. Wobei für das Ganze, das zu programmieren, ist wahrscheinlich... Ja, du musst halt die ganzen Sprecher dann holen, ne? So, Aufträge. Gibt es eigentlich noch einen irgendwas? Ne, es ist schon bloß der. Stimmt, Farusan haben wir ja eigentlich auch komplett noch nicht gemacht, ne? Müssen wir bei Gelegenheit mal machen. Achso, ich habe schon die Meisterschlüssel. Da. Garus Sera. Stimmt, wir sollten uns ja setzen, um was zu essen. Damit die Shenhe uns das Essen bringen kann. Oder? Geh mal aus dem Weg jetzt da.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
Ich wusste, dass es drauf hinausläuft. Erst rede ich mit ihm vernünftig und dann gibt's einen Handkartenschlag. Ha!
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Das hört sich ganz vernünftig an.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
Ich wusste, dass sie es auch gut findet.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Oh, just as expected of Master.
Das ist Sarkasmus? Ja, okay. Sie möchte damit eigentlich sagen, dass sie euch beide sehr vermisst hat.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Whoa, her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Oh, weh.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh, what kind of device was it?
Rakete?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Echt, der Fahrrad, Alter, elektrisches?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Wow, aber der Name, Alter, zweirädriges Donnerblitzmobil.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up.
Das ist auch geil. Oh, hey, Mr. Hirsch, machen wir ein Wettrennen. Ich baue ein Auto oder ein Motorrad, Alter, und du hast halt Pech gehabt. Dass er sich auch drauf eingelassen hat, der war schon echt doof.
Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Wenn sie so schlau ist, Alter, warum und solche Sachen machen kann, warum nicht dann eigentlich irgendwie keine Busse oder irgend so einen Scheiß machen? Die könnten mal gescheite Straßen bauen und dann mit Bussen überall hinfahren.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights.
Persönliche Tagträume, die ein paar Tage und Nächte dauern. Wow. Guckt sich so hin, so, oh, es wäre schon cool, wenn ich jetzt das und das hätte. 5 Tage später, was ist los?
'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous. What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again.
Was ist das da mit seinem Ring da, was er hat, der Traveler? Ist das ein SOS-Signal? Blink. Blink.
I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me, they are both, Master. One is the Master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the Master that I respect and adore.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations.
Oh, wie sie schmollt.
This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Ich kann nicht wegschauen vor dem scheiß Ring, Alter.
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
I'll try my best.
Während immer mehr Gäste eintrudeln, ergreift Paimon die Gelegenheit und bestellt eine ganze Reihe feiner Gerichte. Ja, das...
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Schmeckt dir das Essen, Fürstin? Entspricht das Essen deinem Geschmack?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. one has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Everything's so tasty. A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so...
Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Ich habe auch nichts dagegen. Solange es unser Geplauder nicht stört. Ah, guten Abend, Fabian.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Xianyun, and this is my granny, Yuendai.
Yuendai.
Granny?
Yep. Is there something wrong with that?
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young.
Eigentlich nicht.
Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
Oh, sie kennt sie.
Granny? Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
Was?
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu.
Geschmorte Regenwürmer, Alter, echt.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
Fragen kann sicher nicht schaden.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help?
Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning.
Was ist denn mit deinen Eltern?
They died young. It's just me and Granny now. Oh,
Stimmt, ja, die hockt auf ihren Haaren. Oder?
But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid.
You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear, and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
Ich habe keine Ahnung.
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
Ah, und ich bin Soros.
Just Xianyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
Ach, plötzlich. Wir sind bloß interessiert in eurer Situation und würden gern helfen, wenn wir können.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Xianyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinjo knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Das Singen und so des Streunens? Ist das die alte?
Streetward Rambler?
Ah.
Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
Das hat eine lustige Wendung genommen. Ich habe gedacht, es geht eigentlich... Hä?
Where are you going, Granny? Don't you like the food?
Fresh milk. I need to buy you some fresh milk.
Milk? Why?
You need to drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry. Hush, little one. Don't cry.
Granny, you're forgetting
Okay.
things again. I'm not a little baby anymore. I can eat spicy food now. Even the super spicy dishes, like their fish stew. I can eat 2 whole bowls, no problem.
Wonderful. How wonderful. My darling granddaughter is all grown up.
Okay. Also, wir müssen zum Waterboy. Waterboy. Ja, da steht es sogar rum.
It's you two. What brings you here?
Ja, wir sind nicht freiwillig hier.
Shinjo! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
Ja, erklärt schön so die Situation.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure.
Ist schon in Ordnung, jeder Hinweis hilft und ist willkommen.
I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
Du warst uns eine große Hilfe.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head Xianyun and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Okay. Ja, aber hört sich das nicht eher nach der Ding an? Ah, da vorne gleich. Stimmt ja, wir sollen uns mit hier treffen.